This video relates to the subject Fundamentals of Management and Life Skills prescribed for first semester BCom students of Bangalore University. This is session 42 relating to Unit 4 Communication Skills, and in this session we're going to talk about various barriers to effective communication. At the end of the session, the students are expected to understand what are the various barriers which will stop communication from being effective. Now, in the previous videos, we have discussed what is an effective communication, and a communication is said to be effective when the receiver understands the message in the way the sender wants to understand, and the sender does take up all the efforts which will make sure that the message is being conveyed to the receiver in the best possible manner. But in doing so, there are a number of barriers or obstacles that come in the way of the sender, and that is what is called as barriers to effective communication. The process of communication has multiple barriers. The intended communique is message, will often be disturbed or distorted, leading to a condition of misunderstanding and failure of communication. So, there are a number of factors which come in between the communication process, which makes the message disturbed or distorted. The barriers of effective communication could be of many types, like linguistic, psychological, emotional, physical, cultural, etc. We'll see all these types in details. First one is linguistic barriers. The language barrier is one of the main barriers that limit effective communication. Language is the most commonly employed tool of communication. You have to use language in order to make your communication effective, and in doing so, language of region goes on differing. Each region has its own language, and this language, even in a common language, it goes on changing to every few kilometers. Now, dialect also will change. The use of language, the use of words, the sense in which the words are being used are also change. In fact, in Karnataka, they say that the language goes on changing every 25 kilometers. Though we use Kannada as our official language of communication, it is said that every 25 kilometers the language changes. The usage of words, the dialect in which it is being used, the meaning of the words goes on changing. Even in an organization, there are people working from different regions, so each one of them will have different linguistic skills. As a result, the communication channels that span across the organization would be affected by this. Thus, keeping in mind this barrier, different consideration have to be made for different employees. Some of them are very proficient in certain language, and the others will be okay with these languages. Next one is psychological barriers. The mental and psychological issues may also create a number of barriers to effective communication. Some people may have stage fear, speech disorders, phobia, depression, etc. All these conditions are very difficult to manage, and communicating with people limits the ease of communication. Then there are emotional barriers. Emotional IQ of a person determines the ease and comfort which they can communicate. If you're emotionally mature, if you're very strong emotionally, then your communication is also said to be very effective. On the other hand, people who let their emotions will take over will face certain difficulties. So you have to have a very strong emotional quotient in order to communicate effectively. Now, a perfect mixture of emotions and facts is necessary for effective communication. Now, having said that, it doesn't mean you should not have emotions. Communication without emotion does not have any value. So, there has to be emotion, there has to be facts, everything mixed into your communication for making it effective. Emotions like anger, frustration, humor can blur the decision making capabilities of a person and thus limit the effectiveness of communication. Physical barriers to communication. The most obvious barriers to communication will be physical. These barriers are most easily removable, at least in principle, you can remove it. They include barriers like noise, closed doors, faulty equipment used for communication, closed cabins, etc. Sometimes, in a large office, the physical separation between employees combined with faulty equipment may result in severe barriers to effective communication. Cultural barriers. gaining a lot of significance. The As the whole world is becoming a global village, we need to communicate with a lot of people outside our own country, outside our own regions, and there's a lot of cultural changes that are there amongst these people. And even in an office now, gone are the days where used to have regional people working for the organization. Now you have people from all over the world working in your organizations, and these different cultures also have a different meaning for several basic values of the society, like dressing, religions or lack of religions, food, drinks, pets, general behavior. Everything changes from one culture to another, and you have to make sure that the communication which is happening is encompasses all these cultures. You should be able to cater to their cultural needs also. That is what we call being culturally appropriate. You should be able to cater to every culture of the person working in your organization. In multinational companies, there are special courses which are offered at orientation stages so that people will understand the culture of the various other people working in the organization and how to be courteous and tolerant of others. There are organizational structure barriers also. You have an organizational structure in an organization which defines what are the levels of the organization depending upon their authority and responsibility relationship. Each of these methods has a, and each of these levels have a different method of communication, and each method has its own problems and constraints that may become barriers to effective communication. Most of these arise because of misinformation, lack of appropriate transparency available to employees. So you have multiple levels, and each level has a different method, and each method comes with its own problems and constraints. Now, all this becomes barriers to effective communication. Attitude barriers. The people's attitude may also have a very significant influence in the communication process. Now, certain people like to be left alone, they're introverts, they don't want to mingle with a lot of people. Others like to be social or sometimes extra clingy also. Both these cases could become a barrier to communication. Sometimes you have people who don't want to talk to you, and sometimes you have people who are constantly with you. So, both these situations can become very difficult to communicate. Some people also have attitude issues like ego and inconsiderate behavior, and all these can cause severe strains in communication channels that they are present in. So you have to overcome all this to understand all this. Then there are certain personality traits like shyness, anger, social anxiety, but these could be removed through proper training and courses. But problems like selfishness and ego centric behaviors cannot be removed. Perception barriers. Now, different people perceive things differently, they understand things differently. It may be the same things that you do to different people, but because of their way of thinking and their way of understanding, that goes on changing from one person to another. This is a fact which has to be considered when you are communicating. Understanding and having a knowledge of what the other person may perceive your actions will have a crucial effect on your communication. Now, all messages must be easy and clear. There should not be any room for diversified interpretational set. So, whatever you are conveying should have one meaning, should have only one single meaning. You should not allow people to interpret it in different ways. So, your communication should be such that any person who sees that message should understand it only in one way. So, understanding the perceived notions of the listener is also very important in your communication process. Then, physiological barriers like certain diseases or disorders and other limitations could also prevent effective communication, like shrillness of voice, dyslexia. Some examples of physiological barriers. These are things which are existent, which are natural, which you can't overcome, which you can't do anything about. Okay, but sometimes you use certain technologies to overcome it also. They can be compensated and removed as well. Then technological and social religious barriers. There are barriers like technology, like because the technology keeps developing so fast, keeping up with all the newest development becomes difficult. Hence, sometimes the technological advancement may also become a barrier. Now, we see this happens between generations. Whenever you see a generation gap, what you perceive and what you understand may not be the same thing that the next generation understands. Now we have seen that there is a lot of lingos that is being used in even in your WhatsApp communication and stuff. You have a lot of abbreviations which are used which mean different things. Okay, now like LOLs. No, people may not understand. People of your generation may understand what is an LOL, but the person, your parents or your grandparents may not understand it. So, such as your linguistic barriers, even the technological barriers. Now, all this have come up because of the technology. Now, you find that with the invent of new technology, the number of changes that's happening, and keeping up with all the changes becomes very difficult to communicate, and it's very costly as well. Most of the organizations will not be able to afford a decent tech for the purpose of communication. Hence, this becomes a crucial barriers. There are also other social religious barriers like being in a patriarchal society. Sometimes communicating with men in certain families is still difficult. A woman or a transgender may also face certain barriers and difficulties while communicating. So these are the basic barriers of effective communication. So before you send a communication and before you want it to be effective, you have to overcome all these barriers in order to ensure that your message is being conveyed properly to the receiver.